talk about everything that's awesome, including Harry Potter. And I'm just drinking tea now. That's just also awesome. So everyone should drink tea. Everyone should read Harry Potter, and everyone should pull up, cozy up, and let's have ourselves a nice old-fashioned read by the fire. Now, if you're reading along with me exactly, then you'll be reading very slowly because obviously I've been doing them about once a week. Maybe I'll be doing them a little bit faster. Whenever I find myself in a situation where I can just go for it, I will, because you have to make hay while the sun shines. So, where are we? We are on the letters from no one. Chapter 3 of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, or more correctly, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. But, in America we call it Sorcerer's Stone, and I do have the Sorcerer's Stone, so that is what we are going to call it. So, previously on Harry Potter, we had the whole incident with the boa constrictor at the zoo. Harry Potter got in big trouble, and according to the book here, it says his longest ever punishment. By the time he was allowed out of his cupboard again, the summer holidays had started, and Dudley had already broken his new video camera, crashed his remote control airplane, and first time out on his racing bike, knocked down old Mrs. Fig as she crossed Privet Drive on her crutches. Poor Mrs. Fig. She is quite beleaguered. Of course, we know about Mrs. Fig, that she is really and truly part of the wizarding world, but a squib, and is looking after Harry Potter. She will show up very significantly in the Order of the Phoenix, as I recall. Well, look who it is. It is Peepers 1. Oh, good. This is my first time hearing you read this and long time for this book. Oh, well, great. Well, I'm glad that you're able to revisit it and perhaps enjoy it. And I'm glad I'm able to bring that here for you, because I believe in bringing love, joy, and happiness to everyone and all, or at least I make a noble attempt at doing so. So, poor Mrs. Fig got knocked down on her bicycle after having broken her legs. This reminds me something of what happened in our D&D situation, or Call of Cthulhu game kind of thing, set in the 80s and 90s, where I kept rolling ones when I was driving and rolled over this poor guy on his skateboard and on his bicycle too, I believe. It's kind of been a notorious thing, and I guess a guy ended up suing me. I think he sued me while I was kidnapped by aliens. I don't know. I don't recall. Mara does a really good job of keeping track of our stories there. It's kind of wild. But here we go. So Harry was glad school was over, but there was no escaping Dudley's gang. And he said Dudley's favorite sport is Harry hunting. Oh boy. That is why Harry spent as much time as possible out of the house, wandering around and thinking about the end of the holidays. And the reason why he's happy about the end of the holidays is he is going to a different school than Dudley. But little we know, the school he's going to go to is way different. He's going to be going to the local public school, while Dudley's going to go to, quote, Uncle Vernon's old private school, Smeltings. Oh yeah, this was a funny. Dudley told Harry, "They stuff people's heads down the toilet the first day at Stonewall," he told Harry. "Want to come upstairs and practice?" "No, thanks," said Harry. "The poor toilet's never had anything as horrible as your head down it. It might be sick." Then he ran before Dudley could figure out what he'd said. That was a good one. Well done, Harry. 2 thumbs up on that. And look who it is. It is Salty Traveling Sea. Good to see you again. Yes, we were over on Catholic Explaining, and now we're Harry Pottering, because I have actually a few moments to myself, and I'm more than happy to spend it with you all. Yes, swirlies. Yes, all sorts of awful things. So, poor Mrs. Fig. It said, Impetunia took Dudley to London to buy his Smeltings uniform, leaving Harry at Mrs. Fig's. She wasn't as bad as usual. It turned out she had broken her leg tripping over one of her cats. and she didn't seem quite as fond of them as before. Hey, I'll tell you what, the struggle is real. I swear my cat's always trying to kill me. He always gets underfoot. It's really disturbing when he does it at the top of the stairs, and I really think he's trying to kill me. But in any case, so she allowed Harry to watch television and gave him a chocolate cake that tasted as though she'd had it for several years. Oh boy. And then Dudley, at when he got back from London, was parading all around the living room for his family in his brand new uniform. Smelting's boys wore maroon tailcoats, orange knickerbockers, and flat straw hats called boaters. They also carried knobbly sticks used for hitting each other while the teachers weren't looking. Oh boy, this is supposed to be good training for later life. Yeah. Salty Traveling Sea. Why does the entire kitchen have to be destroyed simply to make Christmas cookies? It's a rhetorical question, to be honest. I know, isn't that crazy? It's amazing the mess that gets made when cooking. I am secure enough in my masculinity to admit I love reading the Potters. Well, there you go. It's quite all right. It is. They're good. What can I say? They're really, really good. Yeah. And in his knickerbockers, Uncle Vernon said gruffly that it was the proudest moment of his life. You see, there's some genuine moments here where I'm like, yeah, they really do love him. They just don't know how to love him. Oh, that's a song. Aunt Petunia burst into tears. Harry didn't trust himself to speak. Meanwhile, for Harry, there was a horrible smell in the kitchen next morning when he went in for breakfast. And there was a big metal tub in the sink which had what looked like dirty rags swimming in gray water. He asked Aunt Petunia what it was, and she goes, "Your new school uniform." And then Harry goes, "Oh, I didn't realize it had to be so wet." "Don't be stupid," snapped Aunt Petunia. "I'm dyeing some of Dudley's old things for you. It'll look like everyone else's when I'm finished." Harry seriously doubted this, but thought it best not to argue. He was saying that he was going to look like he was wearing bits of old elephant skin in it. Ooh, yikes, yeah. Meanwhile, Dudley and Uncle Vernon came in both with wrinkled noses because of the smell from Harry's new uniform. Uncle Vernon opened his newspaper as usual, and Dudley banged his smelting stick. They heard the click of the mail slot and the flop of letters on the doormat. "Get the mail, Dudley," said Uncle Vernon. "Make Harry get it." "Get the mail, Harry." "Make Dudley get it." "Poke him with your smelting stick, Dudley." Yikes, Dad's encouraging him to hit people with sticks. Harry dodged a smelting stick and went to get the mail. 3 things lay on the doormat. A postcard from Uncle Vernon's sister Marge, and again, another reference to Aunt Marge, who we will be seeing. A brown envelope that looked like a bill, and a letter for Harry. Harry picked it up and stared at it, his heart twanging like a gigantic elastic band. No one ever in his whole life had written to him. Here it was, a letter, addressed so plainly there could be no mistake. Mr. H. Potter, The Cupboard Under the Stairs, 4 Privet Drive, Little Whinging, Surrey. The envelope was thick and heavy, made of yellowish parchment, and the address was written in emerald green ink. There was no stamp. Turning the envelope over, his hand trembling, Harry saw a purple wax seal bearing a coat of arms, a lion, an eagle, a badger, and a snake surrounding the letter H. "Hurry up, boy," shouted Uncle Vernon from the kitchen. "What are you doing? Checking for letter bombs?" He chuckled at his own joke. You know, this just reminds me of how good the actor was who played Uncle Vernon. My gosh, I could just hear him going, "Boy," the way he did in the movie. Harry's all still staring at the letter, and he starts to open it up. And meanwhile, Uncle Vernon is opening his... "Aunt Marge is ill. She ate a funny whelk." "Dad," said Dudley suddenly, Dad, Harry's got something. And Uncle Vernon yanks it from his hands, the letter. That's mine, said Harry. Who'd be writing to you? Sneered Uncle Vernon, shaking the letter open with one hand and glancing at it. His face went from red to green faster than a set of traffic lights, and it didn't stop there. Within seconds, it was a grayish white of old porridge. Petunia, he gasped. Dudley tried to grab the letter to read it, but Uncle Vernon held it high out of his reach. Aunt Petunia took it curiously and read the first line. For a moment, it looked as though she might faint. She clutched her throat and made a choking noise. Vernon! Oh my goodness! Vernon! They stared at each other, seeming to have forgotten that Harry and Dudley were still in the room. Now, all of this has so much of a different meaning now that we have read the end of the books, where we know that Aunt Petunia had wanted so much to get a letter, but also what this is signaling for her and the memories that it is signaling, and also their fear that, oh my gosh, Harry is one of them. And what was I going to say? And Dudley's wanting to read the letter, and he goes, I want to read that letter. I want to read it, said Harry, as it's mine. Get out, both of you, croaked Uncle Vernon. Harry didn't move. I want my letter, he shouted, all caps. Let me see it, demanded Dudley. Out, roared Uncle Vernon. Yeah. And then in this case, they are not coddling Dudley at all. It is not just him, but it is or Harry being yelled at, but Dudley as well. He grabbed them both. He took, rather, both Harry and Dudley by the scruffs of their necks and threw them into the hall, slamming the kitchen door behind them. And then, this is the imagery here. Harry and Dudley probably had a furious but silent fight over who would listen at the keyhole. Dudley won, so Harry, his glasses dangling from one ear, lay flat on his stomach to listen at the crack between the door and the floor. And Vernon, says Aunt Petunia in a quavering voice. Yeah, she is disturbed. Look at the address. How could they possibly know where he sleeps? You don't think they're watching the house? Watching, spying, might be following us, said Uncle Vernon wildly. We're slowly seeing that Uncle Vernon's starting to lose it. But what should we do, Vernon? Should we write back, tell them we don't want? No, Uncle Vernon said finally. No, we'll ignore it. If they don't get an answer, yes, that's best. But I'm not having one in the house, Petunia. Didn't we swear when we took him in we'd stamp out that dangerous nonsense? Ooh, what dangerous nonsense is that? Well, we all know that he is a wizard and that they're all wizards. And then when Uncle Vernon got home from work, he did something he'd never done before. He visited Harry in his cupboard. And Harry, of course, still wants the letter. That's Uncle Vernon is squeezing through the door. That's just terrible. Oh my gosh. But I guess it's an accurate description. But yeah, we've already talked about the way that she makes them all fat. Not Aunt Petunia, but the other two. No one. It was addressed to you by mistake, said Uncle Vernon shortly. I've burned it. It was not a mistake, Harry said angrily. It had my cupboard on it. Silence, yelled Uncle Vernon, and a couple of spiders fell from the ceiling. First of all, I hate spiders, so that's not okay. And then Uncle Vernon is like trying to smile, and it looked like it was hurting him to smile. Oh, yeah, Harry, about this cupboard. You and I have been thinking. You're really getting a bit big for it. We think it might be nice if you moved into Dudley's second bedroom. And of course, second bedroom, because of course they are feeling very judged and realizing that they're being watched. The fact that they are perhaps abusing this kid. Peepers 1. I don't remember reading them. I think my mom read them to me as a kid. Aw, well, that's cute. Yeah, I know a lot of kids had that experience with Harry Potter. And then Harry's like, why? He's like, don't ask question. The Dursleys' house had 4 bedrooms, one for Uncle Vernon and Aunt Petunia, one for visitors, usually Uncle Vernon's sister Marge, again, another reference to Marge, and where Dudley slept, and one where Dudley slept all the toys and things that wouldn't fit into his first bedroom. And then Harry gets up there and he looks around. Nearly everything in here was broken. The month-old video camera was lying on top of a small working tank. Dudley had once driven over the next door neighbor's dog. Ouch! My gosh. In the corner was Dudley's first ever television set, which he'd put his foot through when his favorite program had been canceled. Gosh, you see, he has no appreciation for what he has. If you're given everything, then you don't know. And then there was a large birdcage which had held a parrot that Dudley had swapped at school for a real air rifle, which was set up on a shelf with all ends bent because Dudley had sat on it. You see, once again, a fat reference. Peepers won. Oh, they are definitely abusing Harry. Well, yeah. Mentally, and else they're starving him. They're locking him in a cupboard. The books in the room were the only things that looked like they had never been touched. From downstairs came the sound of Dudley bawling at his mother. I don't want him in there. I need that room. Harry sighed and stretched out on the bed. Yesterday he'd have given anything to be up there. Today he'd rather be back in his cupboard with that letter than up here without it. He wants that letter. Peepers one says, I got a closet that I call my Harry Potter closet. Yes. Well, there's a restroom underneath my staircase here that we always call the Harry Potter bathroom because it's like a cupboard, but it's a different kind of a cupboard, different kind of closet. So, next morning at breakfast, everyone was rather quiet. Things are changing here. Dudley was in shock. But check this out. He'd screamed, whacked his father with his smelting stick. He's hitting his own parents. Been sick on purpose, kicked his mother, and thrown his tortoise through the greenhouse roof. And still he didn't have his room back. Holy crud. Abusing animals, abusing his parents? Oof. Uncle Vernon and Aunt Petunia kept looking at each other darkly. When the mail arrived, Uncle Vernon, who seemed to be trying to be nice to Harry, made Dudley go and get it. Yeah, he's thinking they're watching him. There's another one, Mr. H. Potter, the smallest bedroom for Privet Drive. They see. Yes, under the stairs and everything. That's great. With a strangled cry, Uncle Vernon leapt from his seat and ran down the hall, Harry right behind him. Uncle Vernon had to wrestle Dudley to the ground to get the letter from him, which was made difficult by the fact that Harry had grabbed Uncle Vernon around the neck from behind. Dang it. So you just imagine this big pile of disaster. Oh dear. After a minute of confused fighting, which everyone got hit a lot by the smelting stick, Uncle Vernon straightened up, gasping for breath, with Harry's letter clutched in his hands. So, I mean, there's a lot of dysfunction here, but I just love that it's so matter of fact. And let's just be honest, that kind of stuff kind of does happen along in families a lot. These kind of scuffles, but man, so the dad, Dudley, and Harry just smelt the stick, just hitting everybody. Yes, excellent escapism. Darn right they are. Go to your cupboard. I mean your bedroom, he wheezed at Harry. Dudley, just go. Hey, haven't we done something like that with kids or their own? Like, just go away. I don't care where, just go. And now Harry's realizing that more than one letter is coming, so he's hoping that next time he will be able to get one. So he decided it says he had a plan. And the plan was he set his alarm clock at 6 next morning, and he was going to try to sneak out. He was going to wait for the postman on the corner of Privet Drive and get the letters for number 4 first. His heart hammered as he crept across the dark hall toward the front door. And we know what happened here. Harry leapt into the air. He'd trodden on something big and squashy, something alive. Lights clicked on upstairs, and to his horror, Harry realized that the big squashy something had been his uncle's face. Uncle Vernon had been lying at the foot of the front door in a sleeping bag, clearly making sure that Harry didn't do exactly what he'd been trying to do. He shouted at Harry for about half an hour and told him to go and make a cup of tea. I have a cup of tea right now. Harry shuffled miserably off into the kitchen, and by the time he got back, the mail had arrived right into Uncle Vernon's lap. I want he began, but Uncle Vernon was tearing the letters into pieces before his eyes. The movie does such a great job of this whole sequence, by the way. And let's see. Oh, wait, I already got all this comments, so I'm up to date. And Uncle Vernon didn't go to work that day. He stayed at home and nailed up the mail slot. So he's slowly losing it. Well, more than losing it. See, if they can't deliver the mail, they'll just give up. He's told Aunt Petunia through a mouthful of nails. I'm not sure that'll work, Vernon. Oh, these people's mind work in strange ways, Petunia. Oh, dear. On Friday, no less than 12 letters arrived for Harry. As they couldn't go through the mail slot, they had been pushed under the door, slotted through the sides, and a few even forced through the small window in the downstairs bathroom. Uncle Vernon stayed at home again. After burning all the letters, he got out a hammer and nails and boarded up the cracks around the front and back door so no one could go out. He hummed Tiptoe Through the Tulips as he worked and jumped at small noises. He's getting loopy, as they say in it. On Saturday, things began to get out of hand. I'm like, what do you mean began to get out of hand? I think we're already there. 24 letters to Harry found their way into the house, rolled up and hidden inside each of the 24 eggs that their very confused milkman had handed Aunt Petunia through the living room window. Dang it, I want milkmen again. We had that when I was a kid in Ireland. It's great. So convenient. While Uncle Vernon made furious telephone calls to the post office and the dairy trying to find someone to complain to, Aunt Petunia shredded the letters in her food processor. What on earth? Oh, sorry. Who on earth wants to talk to you this badly? Dudley asked Harry in amazement. This is like probably the most interesting and different thing that's ever happened to Dudley in his life. And he's just like, what's going on? On Sunday morning, Uncle Vernon sat down at the breakfast table looking tired and rather ill, but happy. No post on Sundays, he reminded them cheerfully as he spread marmalade on his newspapers. No damn letters today. Something came whizzing down the kitchen chimney as he spoke and caught him sharply on the back of the head. Next moment, 30 or 40 letters came pelting out of the fireplace like bullets. The Dursleys ducked, but Harry leapt into the air trying to catch one. And the music and the whole scene in the movie, I mean, just got this perfectly. Absolutely perfect. That does it. Oh, wait. He goes out, out, and he seized Harry around the waist and threw him into the hall. Ouch. When Aunt Petunia and Dudley had run out with their arms over their faces, Uncle Vernon slammed the door shut. The letters are bouncing off walls and the floor. That does it, said Uncle Vernon, trying to speak calmly, but pulling great tufts of his mustache at the same time. I want you all back here in 5 minutes, ready to leave. We're going away. He looked so dangerous with half his mustache that no one dared argue. 10 minutes later, they had wrenched their way through the boarded up doors and were in the car, speeding toward the highway. They drove and they drove. Even Aunt Petunia didn't dare ask where they were going. Every now and then, Uncle Vernon would take a sharp turn and drive in the opposite direction. Oh, boys, let's see. It is Tommy and the Guinea Pig Collective. Hello, hello, Tommy. Thank you for being here. Yes, we are talking about going through Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. We're looking at chapter 3, where things are getting crazy. Yes, they are, precious. Shake him off, he would mutter whenever he did this. They didn't stop to eat or drink all day. By nightfall, Dudley was howling. He'd never had such a bad day in his life. Yeah, like I said, Dudley is starting to get the weird side of his appearance here. Whew. Uncle Vernon stopped at last outside a gloomy-looking hotel in the outskirts of a big city. Dudley and Harry shared a room with twin beds and damp, musty sheets. But Dudley snored, but Harry stayed awake, sitting on the windowsill, staring at the lights of passing cars and wondering. And then it says they ate stale cornflakes and cold tinned tomatoes on toast for breakfast the next day. Blech. The owner of the hotel said, "Excuse me, but is one of you Mr. Harry Potter, Mr. H. Potter? I only got about 100 of these at the front desk." She held up a letter so they could all read the green ink address. This time around, it says, "Mr. H. Potter, room 17, Railview Hotel, Cokeworth." Harry made a grab for the letter, but Uncle Vernon knocked his hand out of the way. The woman stared. Yeah, so this is the second time that normal people have looked at how inappropriately Mr. Dursley is behaving with Harry. "I'll take them," said Uncle Vernon, standing up quickly. "Wouldn't it be better just to go home, dear?" Aunt Petunia suggested timidly hours later, but Uncle Vernon didn't seem to hear her. Yeah, he is he's in a desperate situation. Yeah, Tommy says, my father was a big fan of the franchise." Oh, excellent. Most excellent. "The amount of oddball collectibles he had was nuts." Oh, I can imagine. I think that's awesome. Yeah. They're really cool things. And Harry Potter has some of the best merchandise ever. I always like to get some. I make my own sometimes too from crochet patterns because it's fun to do that. We haven't even gotten to the Hogwarts and everything that goes along with that. Let's see, what page are we on? I mean, we're about 40-ish. So now my favorite line is coming up. It was one of my favorite lines in the movie. "Daddy's gone mad, hasn't he?" I love it. Dudley asked Aunt Petunia. Uncle Vernon had parked at the coast, locked them all inside the car. Yikes. Oh boy. It started to rain. Great drops beat on the roof of the car. "It's Monday," he told his mother. "The great Humberto's on tonight. I want to stay somewhere with a television." Monday. This reminded Harry of something. If it was Monday, then tomorrow, Tuesday, was his birthday. His 11th birthday. Salty Traveling Sea says, "I want the Hogwarts Express train for under the tree, but it's freaking like $400. Yikes, that's too much." Oh, look, Tommy. He actually is echoing what I'm saying. Yikes, yeah. Maybe you could make a custom one or something. Man, that woman's so rich it makes me cry sometimes. Of course, Harry's birthdays were never actually fun. Last year's, the Dursley had given him a coat hanger, a pair of Uncle Vernon's own old socks. Still, you weren't 11 every day. A hanger and socks. I mean, well, here, kid, you get to have a hanger for your birthday. Tommy says, "Not sure if my father had a train set or not. I just briefly looked before packing things up." Ah, well, you never know. "Found the perfect place," said Uncle Durney. "Come on." It was very cold outside the car. I'm just imagining, yeah, it's England. It's cold there all the time. Uncle Vernon was pointing at what looked like a large rock way out to sea. Once again, perfectly done in the movie. And I don't care what they think they're doing with this new TV series. It's not going to be the same. Oops, there goes my glasses. Luckily, my glasses are cheap. They're reading glasses. They're not my real glasses. Let's see. Oh, wait, I already got that. Dude, if you have that train, find it, man. That'd be awesome. And what's out there? The most miserable little shack you could imagine. One thing was certain, there was no television in there. "Storm forecast for tonight," said Uncle Vernon gleefully. I mean, it's like, wow, he's so excited they're going to be out on a little rock in the middle of nowhere with a storm. A toothless old man came ambling up to them, pointing with a rather wicked grin at an old rowboat bobbing in the iron gray water below them. I've already got some rations, so all aboard. It was freezing in the boat. Icy sea spray and rain crept down their necks, and a chilly wind whipped their faces. After what seemed like hours, they reached a rock. I can tell. That just sounds like pure misery. That's where you need to have a hot water bottle and lots of hot tea to keep you warm. After what seemed like hours, they reached the rock where Uncle Vernon, slipping and sliding, led the way to the broken down house. The inside was horrible. It smelled strongly of seaweed. The wind whistled through the gaps in the wooden walls, and the fireplace was damp and empty. There were only 2 rooms. Uncle Vernon's rations turned out to be a bag of chips each and 4 bananas. Yeah, well, man, they're gonna starve out there. And of course, he couldn't really start a fire with all of that. Could do with some of those letters now, eh? He said cheerfully. He was in a very good mood. Obviously, he thought nobody stood a chance of reaching them here in a storm to deliver mail. As night fell, the promised storm blew up around them. Spray from the high waves splattered the walls of the hut, and a fierce wind rattled the filthy windows. I need to get something hot to drink right now. Oh my gosh. It's so cold. Oh boy. At Salty Traveling Sea, they're talking about the train. It is one of those timeless, truly iconic Christmas things from 2000. Yeah, I mean, for some reason, Harry Potter always feels to me like Christmas. Well, there was those really good scenes in the Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone that were very Christmassy. Well, it always seemed there was a Christmas thing in Harry Potter, wasn't there? But I don't know. You see, yeah, in the first one, second one, yeah, third one, yeah, it is a thing. It is a thing, isn't it? There's a Yule Ball. In the 4th book, let's see, where am I? Okay, Aunt Petunia found a few moldy blankets in the second room and made up a bed for Dudley on the moth-eaten sofa. This sounds so miserable. She and Uncle Vernon went off to the lumpy bed next door, and Harry was left to find the softest bit of floor he could and curl up in the thinnest, most ragged blanket. He's really pulling the Oliver Twist thing here. Is he going to start singing, "Where is Love? Where is Love?" Oh, Tommy says his dad had the goofy Harry Potter wand remote control for TV. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Next time I'm digging through crates, I'll keep my eye out. Wait, you're in Pennsylvania, right? My brother is in Pittsburgh and said the snow keeps coming. Oh, who, me? Oh, and maybe he's talking to Tommy. Yeah. Yeah. No, we're in the South. The storm raged more and more ferociously as the night went on. Harry couldn't sleep. He shivered and turned over, trying to get comfortable, his stomach rumbling with hunger. She does such a good job of making me feel what this kid is feeling, and it is miserable. Dudley's snores were drowned out by the low rolls of thunder which started near midnight. The lighted dial of Dudley's watch, which was dangling over the edge of the sofa on his fat wrist, of course, everything fat, told Harry he'd be 11 in 10 minutes' time. He lay and watched his birthday tick nearer, wondering if the Dursleys would remember at all. Wondering where the letter writer was now. We know who the letter writer is, or rather from whom it comes. I think it's a form letter, isn't it? Or maybe does Dumbledore write it? Or is it auto pen? Auto quill? 5 minutes to go. Harry heard something creak outside. He hoped the roof wasn't going to fall in, although it might be warmer if it did. 4 minutes to go. Maybe the house on Privet Drive wouldn't be so full of letters when they got back. He'd be able to steal one somehow. 3 minutes to go. Was that the sea? Slapping so hard on the rocket like that? And 2 minutes ago, what was that funny crunching noise? Was the rock crumbling into the sea? We know what's arriving soon. Oh, Tulsi Travis says, I was talking to you, Teresa. I thought you were in Pennsylvania. Mea culpa. Too many YouTube friends to keep geography straight. No, that's fine. No, I am not in Pennsylvania, of all places. I don't even know if I've been in Pennsylvania. I've been close to Pennsylvania. Does that count? Yeah, and Tommy is saying I'm in Florida. Yes. Oh, sorry for confusion. No worries. Yeah, no, we're happy people here. Gosh, no, I moved south after the last winter when I was in the north. We had 2 blizzards. I'm like, that's it. I'm out of here. 1 minute to go, and he'd be 11. 30 seconds, 20, 10, 9. Maybe he'd wake W up just to annoy him. 3, 2, 1. Boom! What's booming? The whole shack shivered, and Harry sat bolt upright, staring at the door. Apparently, someone was outside. Oh, that's how it ends. Knocking to come in. Dun, dun, dun! Who is it? Well, we know it's Hagrid, but yes, she does a great job with her cliffhangers. Oh, Tommy says, I was in Gettysburg to scatter my parents' ashes. Devil's Den, really? Oh, yeah. Speaking of which, I guess I have been to Pennsylvania, duh, because of course I was in Gettysburg as well. Devil's Den, yikes. That was some seriously intense fighting there, right below Little Round Top. Yeah, day 2, that was brutal fighting. Ooh, yeah, you're over in Washington. Yeah. So you're cold, Salty. We're not, though we're kind of cold right now, at least where I am, because we're gotten a cold snap. So that's why all of this stuff is hitting. Trust me, if we had snow, I would be bundled up from head to toe. But it's pretty cold right now. My cat, he's all bundled up inside of his Beauty and the Beast blanket. They love it, by the way. Well, not they, the other one's gone to the great beyond, great kitty beyond. She loved it as well. But there's something about it. Yeah, he's all cold, acting like he's dying. He's not used to it being like that. What? Let's see. Wet, yes. Cold, not so much. Oh, okay. Well, wet sucks too. So the plot thickens. I think that J.K. Rowling does a really good job of giving the suspense. She keeps dropping little hints from Harry's point of view, though we know what's kind of going on because we got the opening chapter. But the Dursleys are painted like really, really well. There's some genuinely funny stuff in the midst of, as we said, what's like generally abuse, but good stuff. Tommy says, I remember the crazy temper drops when I was in Yellowstone. Oh gosh, I can only yeah, and especially at nighttime it gets really cold. So yeah, so I've got some snow until the late May there. Yikes, that's crazy. Oh, so I'm actually rewatching the movies. I tend to do it in November, but I might be sneaking it to December because November was so crazy here. I didn't get around to it. I'm now just after finishing The Order of the Phoenix, and I'm going to go into The Half-Blood Prince, which is a horrendous movie. Things get worse and worse as they go further. I still think the first 2, well, the first 4 are pretty good. First 2 are really good. Third one is great, but yeah, they lose the mojo. They most certainly do. Woof. Well, that's that. That's Harry Potter chapter 3. And I hope everyone is having a good, cozy day. I'm about ready to go boil the kettle and get a whole bunch of hot tea. I was cold to begin with, and now I've had this stuff in my head. I'm just imagining because I mean, back when I was a kid, there was a time. I mean, you'd be out there in the countryside, and the wind would be blowing a big old gale. Like we would be at these B&Bs and things, and because mom and dad, of course, were all in. And while we're here, we're going to travel, all over Ireland, and it would just be so cold. And they'd give us a hot water bottle, but you were still cold. It was like you couldn't get warm, and then you'd have some really hot tea that would just, from your toes all the way up to your eyebrows, would heat you up. Oh, off topic. Salty Traveling Sea says, I started the new Witcher book. Be interesting to see what Steve thinks of it. Oh, yes. I think he bought it. I don't remember, or if he was going to buy it. I am very interested to see what he thinks of it too, because he like knows what he's talking about when it comes to that. I've not read them. I'm eventually going to, but I'm in post Wheel of Time where I just am letting my brain rest a little bit, reading some light reading, reading some Louis L'Amour. I'm reading, of course, Harry Potter here. I'm listening to some Audible and reading the Dritz books. I'm in the Legacy of the Drow. The first one's called The Legacy. Love Dritz, love Forgotten Realms. It's great revisiting Potter, Teresa. Yeah, I think felt like that one too. I blame it on the movie, rather the new TV show that's coming out. I figure, let's dig into it because and I know that they're going to start the gaslighting pretty soon. We never said it. Would never said that, Snape looked like this. It's like, yeah, right. Yeah, they're going to try to mess with our memories and things. So that was my idea. And then the more I started, it's like, you know what? We need to keep doing this. We need to be reading good entertainment. And I love sharing with people what I love. I'm going to be doing the similar thing with Wuthering Heights because, oh my gosh, if you've seen that trailer, if you know anything about Wuthering Heights, Emily Bronte, any of this, I mean, it's just like, it's going to be the worst thing ever. Obviously, they have not understood it one little bit. Ooh, but in other good news, speaking of good news, and I was just for some reason thinking Alan Rickman. Oh, because of Snape. It's the 30th anniversary of Sense and Sensibility, the movie, which was an amazing adaptation. Of course, it had Alan Rickman, and I'm going to be going to see that in the cinema. Yay! It's this week. This week's Heights is going to be just garbage. Wait, Heights is going to be just garbage. Okay. Am I missing something? Did I say? Oh, Wuthering Heights. Yeah, yes, Wuthering Heights. Yeah. I mean, first of all, they're releasing it on Valentine's Day. Oh, it's romantic. No, it's not romantic. It is a horror story. I mean, you think what we're talking about here is abuse. I mean, we've got every possible kind of abuse going on in Wuthering Heights. And of course, everything about Kathy and Heathcliff was toxic. It was, oh man, she was just something else. He was something else too. I mean, he was really evil, but he was abused as well. And what he does horrendous things. It is not a romance story at all. It is basically how awful human beings can be. It was like humans at their worst. It was like passionate evil, if that makes sense. I just can't wait. I just can't wait to go into it and do it. Let's see. Salty Traveling Sea says it was such a total chick flick, but a great adaptation. Oh, I'm assuming you're talking about Sense and Sensibility. Yes, 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 yes. Total chick flick. I mean, it's Jane Austen for crying out loud. Kate Winslet was amazing in it. Emma Thompson was miscast, but she was the writer, screenwriter, and everything, and the whole thing wouldn't have even gotten made if it weren't for her. She's way too old to be Eleanor Dashwood, but that's okay. We can forgive her. But oh man, so good, so good. And yes, it was full of doilies and bonnets, which I love. I find myself leaning more into creative stuff like my Pig Nation Stop animation, says Tommy in the Guinea Pig Collective. Well, that's great. Yes, do what you love, create what you love. That's great stuff. Watching shows is becoming an afterthought. Oh, yeah, and that's it. I do a lot of my crocheting. I have crocheting meetups and things, chicks, we like to do that. Like, let's all get together and crochet, and other people knit. They're allowed to knit, but I don't. I don't crochet. There's a whole thing about knitters versus crocheters. Let's see. Rather, Tommy says, I look at HBO and just eye roll before turning off. Yeah, the only good thing about HBO is their old catalog, though. Are they going to lose it with this whole weird Netflix thing? I don't subscribe to Netflix anymore, so I don't know how this is all going to work out with my life. But of course, they have like the old Batman movies, the Batman animated series. I mean, there is some stuff that's not complete garbage, but I understand where you're coming from. Mostly my media consumption, says Salty Traveling Sea, is the old Doctor Who or animated shows. Tons of things I keep rediscovering. Yes, I totally get that. Yeah. And of course, I am also watching a lot of old Bonnet movies. It's a thing. It's a thing. I I like to watch the Hallmark stuff. Those are really good. I watch the Game Show Network. I mean, it makes you happy. What can I tell you? I guess the new not the new Lord of the Rings, but the Lord of the Rings re-release. That'll be a chance for people to enjoy themselves and get things. Get back to really good entertainment. I think it's going to be funny that it's probably going to make more money than anything else with this new garbage that keeps coming out. Let's see, has there been a new movie I've seen lately? The only new movie I think I've seen in the cinema, well, besides Wicked for Good, which was terrible. Oh, it was awful. And I'm one that admitted that the first movie was great, even though I don't like the actress. It was great, the first movie, but the second movie, I forgot. That was something new I watched. But the other thing that I watched that was a new movie that was really good was Good Boy, the dog movie. That's really good. Really sad, but really good if you can handle it. Let me see. This Harry Potter re-release is going to make tons of money for the cinemas. Oh, they're re-releasing Harry Potter as well? Genie Mac. Yeah. Well, because no one wants to see crap. See, people will go to the cinema if there's something worth watching. They've been showing all sorts of old stuff. They've been showing Elf. They always show Elf at the cinemas. They've been showing, well, we got Sense and Sensibility, Lethal Weapon. They've been showing lots of old stuff. Back to the Future, the release of Back to the Future, the re-release of Jaws. Gosh, we had so much fun watching Jaws in the cinema again. Yeah. It's a thing. Of course, I'm always biased, so I will admit that right now, but get ye to the symphony. If you have a local symphony, go see it. There's nothing like seeing classical music done right and done live the way it's supposed to be done. Oh, it's just like magic. It's like magic. Salty Traveling Sea says, I want to go to the movies every week, but every week I look at my local cinema and there's nothing I'd sit through. Last movie was 28 years later and I hated it, almost walked out. Oh, yikes. I haven't seen that one. They somehow convinced Lucas to limited engagement release the original Star Wars in theaters again. No way. No way. Don't you do that to me. Is that the truth? Well, I'm wanting it on DVD. Star Wars release. Oh my gosh. The original 1977 film is returning to cinema on February 19, 2027 as a newly restored version for its 50th anniversary, offering a rare chance to see it closer to its original unaltered form with less CGI and fan controversial edits. Oh, so it is going to have some restoration. Hmm. Oh, wait, those are rumors, though, about that. The film is being re-released with a fresh restoration for the clearest representation yet. Okay, I guess the rumors are about that's going to be the uncut. So it looks like it's going to be the uncut version. I mean, not uncut, rather, unmutilated version. On the other hand, it's George Lucas. He has a right to do what he wants with his own movies. I think when people do things with someone else's work, that is a whole other ball game. Salty Travel Sea says, I want the 1977 cut restored for 4K. No 1996 update garbage. Yes, it was garbage. It was. Gosh, I would love that on 4K. I would sell my cat's 8 lives. I think he only has 8 left for that. Maybe he is 7. I don't know. He's getting old. Yes, that would be so amazing. But since they started showing older stuff in the cinemas, I've been going back. I mean, the fact that I can count on one hand the amount of new releases I've seen. I mean, probably the other new release I saw was Wicked, the first one, and then hell, Barbie. I think that was the last one I had seen. Yeah, I just don't go see new movies. Run, cat, run. It's a salty traveling sea. Yeah. Well, he's too busy sleeping right now. He loves his blanket so much and he's so cold that it's not that cold. And trust me, it's not the cold inside, but cats are very sensitive. So he's been acting like he's dying. He's got his nose right into the Beauty and the Beast blanket. Speaking of which, Beauty and the Beast, most excellent thing ever. If you ever get a chance to see it on the Broadway version on tour, do it. It will be more likely be a very short run like Jaws, 2 or 3 tops. Oh, I'm sure it will be, but it'll be huge. It'll be huge. Yeah. I thought it was great that they did that for Jaws. Oh, my dad's sending me the soccer score updates. He does that. Oh boy. Well, good times. Good times as always. Well, I want to thank everyone for being here and enjoying Harry Potter with me. I'm going to keep doing these and sneaking time in when I can. It's going to be a crazy, crazy month, 2 months. And it seems like I always say that maybe, but it really is true. There is going to be a surgery, not my surgery, thank goodness. But when I say thank goodness, well, it's a long story. But we're going to have to be out of town for the surgery. So we're going to be at an Airbnb for about 10 days. So I will be on the road, but I might be updating and continuing with it because I might need the distraction. But here's for a better 2026 or something. Because, man, this fall was rough. Let's see. Ancient One is here. I should have known. Welcome to Miss Martin Muse's Castle of Roses. Well, thank you. Thank you for being here. Please follow her and hug like that like button if you enjoy her content. Thank you. Adios, amiga. V con Dios. Yes, thank you. Or via con Dios, rather. Hello, Miss Martin Muses and everyone live chat. Hello. Thanks for the story. Well, thank you. Week. Yes, I know. I'm so sorry. We're actually getting ready to go. Ancient One. Yes, thank you, Peeper. Thank you, Ancient One. Thank you, Salty Traveling Sea. Thank you, Tommy and the Guinea Pig Collective. Thank you. Well, I think those are the ones that were participating in the chat. Always thank you. Again, it really makes these things, it really gives this content. I mean, I'm nothing without you all. And all of you that were lurking, I want to thank you for being here. It's always good to see you lurking in the background, and everyone that will be watching on the replay. Again, I'm going to be continuing with this. I'm probably going to have some shorts. Steve and I are not going to do a Western this month. We're going to do it next month. I still haven't decided yet which one it's going to be. And still, been doing more Catholic explaining stuff. We're coming up on the end of Advent and Easter. If you like the Catholic content, Wheel of Time, stay tuned. I'm going to be bringing Steve on and maybe some others. We shall see in different streams. Now that I am done with the Wheel of Time, I can talk about it all. No spoiler alerts. We're all doing great because I have finished it. Woo! Good time. So we're going to be talking Wheel of Time. So have a great day, everyone. Have a great day, and be certain to always watch great entertainment.